try to clarify what's happening in this debate, ladies and gentlemen. We say that when you follow orders, ladies and gentlemen, and you are like being sued for war crimes in this case, but you are following orders, we believe that this is the reason that you can use to actually defend yourself in trial, ladies and gentlemen. Well, in the side of the house, they always believe that the order itself is always right at the very first place. When the points of information coming from one of the speakers from the negative side of the house, saying that what about genocide? What about these harmful things done by commanders in this case? They ask specifically like their army to actually kill these people, to actually kill these Jews in this case, ladies and gentlemen. What about that kind of orders? These people would like to do such thing, but because they have to follow orders, then all of a sudden that you have to die as well, ladies and gentlemen. Even though that these people might believe that there is not something that I would like to defend in this case, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see the line of logic brought by the first speaker in this case. In this case that, okay, we're going to go to war in this case. America would like to send their troops going to Iraq in this case. And all of a sudden, like all the Americans, all these commanders, everyone's there believe that, okay, my armies, you know what's best, and make it right this time and do it quick, ladies and gentlemen. It is not only about doing it quick, it is not only about doing it right, but the reason why they go to war in the very first place, because they have purposes in this case, ladies and gentlemen. They have achieved, they have something which needs to be achieved, ladies and gentlemen, in this case. And the reason why these people are serving at the very first place, because they would like to serve this country in this case. It is not just about, with their line of logic that everything's going to be alright if you believe that the government is not actually doing right and you can actually like shift from that responsibility in this case. For example, if these troops believe that I don't think that the war in Iraq is actually justifiable, then all of a sudden that these troops have the options of not going to Iraq, ladies and gentlemen. We're not saying that, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that these troops, at the very essence, they have no options to actually decline from their job, ladies and gentlemen. When order exists at a different place, coming from the commander, what they need to do is actually do the job set by the commander, ladies and gentlemen. It is not about being creative, it is not about being reckless in this case, but first of all, what you need to do is actually, you need to achieve the goal. That's why you go to one of the first place. So we see that. So we can see here that their line of logic is like pretty simple in this case. They believe that everything's going to be alright, all the comments is going to be alright, then no one's going to get hurt in this war, ladies and gentlemen. While we know that war in very essence is very harmful, ladies and gentlemen, and we believe that, we believe that it is not that simple as what they think in this case. I'm going to make like 3 points of rebuttals. No, thank you, UP and Carmen. First of all, under the idea when they try to say that that humans actually has humanity in this case. Humans actually their own personal judgment in this case. Well, in their cases, in the cases of genocide in this case, which is conceived by the second speaker in this case, they believe that, okay, I have to kill these people. I am forced by my commanders to actually kill these Jewish people in this case, ladies and gentlemen. Because I am serving the country, and my country believes that our interest right now is actually to kill all the Jews, ladies and gentlemen, in this case. So what should we do? What kind of justice are we going to serve in this case? The negative section of the House would like to serve the kind of justice, the kind of justice they would like to serve in this case. It's like, because it's like if you kill these people, then you just like go directly losing all your rights, losing all your rights to actually defend yourself. Then you're going to be kicked from the military in this case, brought by the first speaker. We believe that it is not the kind of justice that we need to pursue in this case, ladies and gentlemen. These people are like following orders. With or without their consent, they need to do so because they are in the army in this case, ladies and gentlemen. Personal judgments might exist in your brain, but when it comes about personal judgment, and you need to confront it with the idea that if you're not doing it right, then I am yourself, your commander, going to kill you because you're not serving your country right. Which one is more paramount in the everyone has the right to actually defend themselves in this case. When these people believe that they are being threatened by the existence of this commander saying that you have to kill these Jews, even though I do not believe that I have to kill these Jews, but if I'm going to be killed, if I'm not killing these Jews, then what is the options left for these people, ladies and gentlemen? They are going to defend themselves, they are going to kill, and we believe that it is not right for actually putting them in trial and not listening why they're doing it at the very first place. We believe that it's supposed to be sick. The reason why you're doing this at the very first place. Yes.
Our question is people in the middle of the hierarchy. If Bush ever gets a trial for the torture, can Rumsfeld say, I'm ordered by Bush and therefore I can be, following orders and that's my defense?
Exactly, going to my second point, when they're trying to say that, they always repeat the idea that this commander is saying that be creative, do something out of it, ladies and gentlemen. But we have to see, what does it mean actually coming from this commander saying that be creative, so trying to actually achieve the aims of the war, ladies and gentlemen. What does it mean? It has purposes as well. Like what I've told to you, ladies and gentlemen. When it is not achieving, go back to the first principle. You're like armies, ladies and gentlemen. When your generals say that you need to be creative in this, are you going to kill this army because what they need to do is actually serving the commanders and serving the countries in this case, or you're going to punish the commander itself for not being specific in this case, ladies and gentlemen. If the commander itself made the chance for these people to actually torture other people, we believe that then these commanders supposed to be punished in this case, ladies and gentlemen. That's the idea of justice that we need to look in this case, ladies and gentlemen. Because it is complicated, it is not that simple. There are chances of misuse, and we have to look at the bigger picture, not only looking at who kills, then they're wrong, ladies and gentlemen. That's the idea of presumptive nonsense that we believe that is at the first place, ladies and gentlemen. And third of all, under the idea of reckless soldiers in this case, ladies and gentlemen, on how they believe that with their proposals, by not letting them use the idea of following orders to defend themselves and try, then all in a sudden, like these troops is not going to be reckless at the first place, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be accountable and not collateral damage in this case. Well, let's see once again what's happening in this case. They said that these troops, they're not going to be reckless because they're going to uphold the idea of humanity, which is in their head at the very first place. But we've told you over and over again that what's inside their head is not only about just war, it is not only about humanity, but there are other things existing in their heads, ladies and gentlemen. What are they, for example? The things that I am part of my society, I am serving my country, I need to do this because my country says that it is right at the very first place. I need to do this because my country believes that this is the right thing to be done, ladies and gentlemen. If that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, then these troops are going to do that thing, ladies and gentlemen. It is not just about being humane to one people to other people. If it is only about humane, if you go to war and you would like to uphold the idea of humanity and you're not going to kill and you hate the idea of killing people in this case, why you go to war at the very first place? You know that this is going to be harmful, ladies and gentlemen. That there are chances. In practicality, when you go to war, there is no single war where you can make sure that there will be no civilian died in that case, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that it is very harmful in practices, and we're not going to say that these soldiers are just not going to be reckless all in a sudden. But what we need to provide them is actually the justice. The justice that we would like to uphold. The justice by looking what is going on and what is going wrong, and we would like to punish the wrong part, not the right part, because they are forced to do so by following orders, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we believe to propose. Thank you.